Losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast. Sleepless nights and headache stack. Restlessness to hell and back. What's my purpose? What do I grab? A slippery surface, a heart attack. And sometimes you just gotta believe there's something that'll give you relief. There's something that'll have what you need, what you need. We're broken, it's tragic, we're not all elastic, but maybe there's magic, believe you could have it. And I know of sadness, the anxious and panic, the infinite vastness of all that is blackness.
Hey guys, how you going? Okay, how you going, checkered past? Out to lunch? Fred loves Donna and Donna loves Fred, and happy birthday, Donna, because it is the 30th here in Australia. So there you go. Happy early birthday. Hey John Paul, how you going? I am Kai, how you going? Edwin, how you going? Alex, how you going? Who else we got? Tiki Doll, how you going? Seymour, how you going? Okay, and I'm pretty sure, is that live chat? Yep, Carl, how you going, Carl? A clickbait title. It is a bit. No, but there's a lot going on, so let's have a look. Let's go and have a look at what's going on right now. PDX Real said there's a known arsonist lighting multiple grass fires in Brentwood, Darlington. Police said they can't make an arrest unless a structure is caught on fire. All these people here, Ted Wheeler, Tina Kotak, JVP for Oregon, DA Mike Schmidt, care to tell us residents what needs to change in the system so we're safe out here from the people in psychosis? Because this person was caught lighting fires by neighbours. Hang on, where's the video?
The following footage is from yesterday. There's a known arsonist lighting grass fires in Brentwood, Darlington. Here's the video of the woman lighting a shirt covered in lighter fluid. She's reportedly staying at Ogden Street and Southeast 78.
Oops,
As you can see, this is a residential neighborhood. Residents report she set a grass fire on Monday morning and Friday night about 8:30 a.m. Her third fire yesterday was on 78th and Henderson around 12:50 a.m. Last night, residents called 911, put out the fire, and followed her up to 82nd Avenue. 2 hours later, an officer arrived who mentioned because she didn't set a structure on fire, it was only a misdemeanor. Photos and video have been given to the police. Do residents have to wait for her to light a house on fire? Portland, why are we allowing this kind of lunacy in our mental health and criminal justice system? I wasn't sure how to close up this video for a call to action. It feels to me like we need to start holding our elected officials accountable for whatever needs to happen in our system so that we are safe from people that are psychotic and mentally unwell on our streets. Whether it be from trauma, usually is, drugs, just being born that way, I don't know. But if they're not going to keep us safe and they're not going to do anything but just say they can't do anything or pick them up and release them the next day or the same day, then what the hell are we paying them for?
Exactly. I mean, seriously, look, I could think of something they could have done, but it would have got them in trouble. Tackle the person. I don't know what the answers are. Don't do that to anyone, please, but goodness me. This was a reply to someone else, and I meant to show this to you guys earlier. You know David Hogg, the one screaming for gun control, right, in America? Well, look at him and look at Adam Lanza. Oh dear. Oh dear. Now this guy's in his 20s. How long ago did that happen? I don't know, although his nose is up a bit. But this is a lot of people theorise that this could be a AI generated photo. But it does look like the same person. So I'm going to like that one. Dr. Eli David said climate change causes arsons. Greek police arrest dozen for arson as EU's largest ever wildfires are raging. There you go, there's the answer. Part of it. There is more. There's more to it than that, but that is part of it. MAGA teacher for Trump said Team Biden they all knew from Joe to Barack to John Kerry. Arrest them all. Behind closed doors, emails reveal Hunter Biden's ex-partner turned whistleblower met with then Obama official John Kerry. So tell me they weren't paying to play, if you want to put it that way, with John Kerry. So it goes up to him, and he was one of Obama's main men. Crixus said, I want a bill to arrest this thug. Would you all support this? Rep. Andy Biggs has introduced a bill to defund lawless Georgia District Attorney Fannie Willis. Defund her. Defund her, definitely. Not only that, I think they're investigating her now. So, yep, I would agree with that one, definitely. Axel Vassar said, hey, Dr. Burks, how you hanging, babe? I bet she's sweating. Remember Dr. Burks? From the first Rona? Yeah, I bet she's sweating. Or she's hanging, I don't know. Alexandra Marshall said teachers used to have a standard of dress. They were not allowed to have multicoloured hair, pounds of metal in their face, or enormous fake breasts hanging around their knees. It's almost like maintaining a professional appearance helps to keep the woke away. Do you remember that, when teachers used to dress like teachers? I don't know. They were all covered up and, you know, they had normal hair and they were normal people. Maverick X said the solfeggio frequencies, I don't know if I'm saying that right, are a set of 9 electromagnetic tones said to have the ability to heal. Okay, so there's the sound frequencies. Each of these tones here comprises frequencies necessary for keeping the mind, body and spirit in harmony. The love frequency 528 Hz miracle tone is known for its powerful effects on the body, helping to reduce the stress and hormone cortisol. And this, I was watching this, is amazing. And listen to just a little bit of this. Anyway, I listened to it and thought, oh, that sounds really relaxing. And even what this is doing is like how snowflakes form, if you want to put it that way. The sound, the water. I don't know if it's water, it looks like sand. But frequencies can move sand and water. In fact, they're in both of them. They're in all of us. The Punisher said to the Bush administration and the intelligence agencies, I I'll make effing sure come September 11 your ass better be hiding in a bunker. What I release will turn everyone against you. Your war wasn't on terror, it was on us. Which most of us know anyway. Dr. Anastasia Maria Lupe said, Lupe? I don't know. Should this man be allowed into women's restrooms? Oh dear God, please no. Definitely not. Definitely not. And if you've watched other videos of mine, you've seen them do real weird, all sorts of things in the women's bathroom. It's more of a fetish, okay? Some of them, it's more of a fetish. Maverick X again said, listen to her, what she says about the colour blue. Now, someone was mentioning the blue, I think it was Shannon, the blue thing that didn't get hit by a laser. Like, it got hit by the laser but didn't catch on fire. Referring to the Maui fires and some people painting their rooftops, their housetops blue. We'll see. The untold story of the colour blue. Everything is a frequency. Everything is a vibration. Many people notice blue umbrellas. Blue houses and blue cars were untouched by the fires in Hawaii. When you dig into the colour blue, you can see if a blue laser was used, the colour blue reflects it due to the vibrational pattern. Let me have a look.
Frequencies that are based on the different energy centers referred to as chakras that are linked to different parts of the body. Different parts of the body are linked all together using this energy meridian pathway, which is a very intelligent system. Although they don't make this machine anymore, there's actually 2 new machines called AMI, Acoustic Meridian Intelligence, which infers that your meridians are intelligent enough to process the acoustics that it hears or resonates to from our hair. Yeah, it's not our ears, it's our hair. Our hair is an antenna to the vibration, which oscillates in our body as sound waves, creating magnetism. Which
I know this sounds way out there, believe me, but I've heard this before. It really, there's something going on, something deeper than what we know. And if you know that there was 88 books in the Bible and we've only got 66, you'll understand there's some things that are being hidden from us.
which transfers into our brain as an electrical impulse. Magic. So back to this comment, code 666.
And I'm not saying that's what this is, I'm just saying, like, you never know.
Enter. Oh look, the color blue. And that's what it sounds like.
Don't know if I like that.
Because everything has a frequency. This is what we're listening to right now.
Okay, I don't know if I like that, the sound of that, but I'm sure she was showing the laser thing, or is that a different video? No, okay. 666 is blue. Maybe that's why I don't like it. I don't know. It's interesting though. Dr. Anastasia Maria Lupus said, watch lasers bounce off the... Here we go. This is it was a different video. Lasers bounce off the blue colour spectrum. How many billionaires in Hawaii had that colour roof? And no damage to their homes from the wildfires that destroyed the homes of those native Hawaiians. This is crazy. The only thing I will say is, why did it hit the grass and that then? But it would have just caught the fire. Once the fire's caught, it would have. Okay, let's have a look at this in full view. Go back.
Laser weapons can be programmed for different wavelengths. Laser weapons can be...
Interesting, isn't it? Lasers. What's the wildfires in Hawaii were caused by power utilities and mismanagement of the fire department, not lasers. I'm tending to side with Marjorie Taylor Greene on this, space lasers, but lower down than space. Simon Atiba said, black woman explains why she loves and supports Donald J. Trump. She wish she also had a bra on. But her words, okay, now it's going to distract everyone, but let's have a listen to her.
Can I ask you a quick question? So you are
She might have a bra on, for all we know.
obviously a person of color like we are.
Yeah.
And we're supposed to not be Trump supporters. So what is it about Trump
You
that...
know what? I'm gonna tell you something right now. I was talking to my husband about it earlier, and when I really
Sorry,
started
guys.
educating myself and informing myself on Donald Trump, one thing that I'm passionate about is human trafficking, that especially of children. And when I really started digging into it, I saw that Trump also is a huge supporter. He donated recently $35 million to support human traffic survivors. Yep. That really struck a chord with my heart. And so Amazing. When I started really looking into him, I'm about action, I'm not about words. Okay? Yes, I like the fact that he says what's on his mind. I like the fact that he doesn't say what he thinks people want to hear from him. And to me, I know everything that he's done for the black communities, and I stand behind him. Beautiful. 100%. I'm not only a Trump supporter, I am a Trump lover, and for the longest time, I've been afraid to come out and say that.
Well, here we go.
Because I didn't want to lose my blackness or my black friends or whatever. But
remember what Joe Biden said, if you vote for Trump, you ain't black.
So if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
That's what he said.
That's what he said.
What an idiot.
There you go. Jeez, the last bit was louder than that whole video. I could barely hear that. I don't know about you guys, but I could barely hear it. Okay, Dr. Anastasia Maria Lupe, I don't know how to say that, arrests these pedos. German daycares promote, oh, you're kidding, sexual exploration rooms where children can engage in that type of games. No. What are they doing? Several German daycare... Where's the German people? Stand up, German people. Several German daycares have faced intense backlash. Oh, good. They're facing backlash. After promoting sexual exploration rooms where children are encouraged to touch themselves and others. That's... Ooh. Oh, my... Seriously. Libs of TikTok said nation's first transgender state rep, Stacey Lawton, who was recently arrested on CP and child exploitation charges, made this TikTok showing him running from police and claiming they wouldn't catch him. Thankfully, the police caught him. It was a cartoon, obviously, but this... I don't know who this...
Ah! You won't get me, you goddamn police! Ah!
Weirdo. Well, thank God he got caught. The House of the Muse said, of course it's Australia. Remember the brain worms from the other day? Worm discovered living in woman's brain in world's first case. Brain worms. New York Post, do you trust them? I don't know. It was still alive, apparently. Your nightmare... What's going on here? I can't... Oh, there we go. Your nightmare this evening comes to you from Australia, where a woman kept returning to hospital for a range of symptoms until doctors found a worm living in her brain. Since 2021, doctors have been treating the 64-year-old woman with steroids and other drugs for pneumonia, abdominal pain, diarrhea, dry cough, fever, and night sweats. Sounds like she had menopause plus other things. By 2022, she was also showing signs of depression and forgetfulness, so doctors ordered an MRI scan of her brain, which revealed abnormalities that led doctors to recommend surgery. But the neurosurgeon certainly didn't go in there thinking they'd find a wriggling worm. Dr. Sanja Senanyake, an infectious disease specialist in Canberra, told The Guardian. Yeah, I don't know if I believe these people. But I believe that we have parasites and worms in us, but doctors aren't sure how a parasite of snakes... Remember the other day when I did the last live stream? The worms being snakes found its way into the woman's body. She didn't have direct contact with snakes, but she lived near a lake where snakes are plentiful. So this thing was a snake in the woman's brain. Do you believe it? Okay, they're called Ophidiscasis worms, found worldwide, including in the US. Okay, are they trying to blame maybe something that happened from that on this? I don't know. I don't know. Remember the things they were pulling out of people, those big long stringy things? I don't know. Rep Marjorie Taylor Greene said, can it be any more obvious that all of these indictments are nothing more than EI? Okay, you know what I'm talking about here. Breaking. Judge Bitchute has set President Trump's trial date and the Biden DOJ's prosecution against him, which is a sham, to begin March 4th, 2024, which is the day before Super Tuesday. I think they're trying to fiddle. How about you? Prue McSween said, if you need further proof there's an agenda to brainwash our kids in schools, this is it. The so-called pacifist teachers are boycotting a Defence Department designed STEM project asking children to submit plans for nuclear-powered submarines. They're concerned Albo MP is spending $380 million on nuclear subs rather than spending it on schools, and so they intend to boycott this challenge. Teachers claim it's a blatant attempt to normalise nuclear power and indoctrinate children into building instruments of death. No, they're not. It's power, and I believe they're running the submarines. Yeah, nuclear-powered submarines, not submarines with nukes on them. A bit different. Yeah, they're saying that they indoctrinate children into building instruments of death. When the Chinese are running the whole joint because we cannot defend ourselves, I'm sure they'll note the teachers' concerns. We have bigger problems. And plus, they're just trying to stop, honestly, the nuclear electricity, if they run from nuclear, they are the lowest carbon, they are very economical, and they have found nuclear fuel that it has a lot shorter shelf life. Gunther Eagleman said to fund Jack Smith. Visitors logs. Biden's legal team met with Jack Smith aide before Trump indictment. So he met with Biden's legal team before the indictment. Think there's not fiddling going on there? Andy No said park rangers in Nevada drove through a climate direct action blockade that shut down the road, angering activists. Okay, let's have a look. Whoa, okay. It's going to get loud. Whoa. He just drove straight through it.
Did anyone get that? Yeah.
Sorry.
They're chained.
Get out now! Get out! On the ground! All of you on the ground now! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Don't move!
Well, they chained themselves to the bloody thing now, didn't they? And this woman over here on the side is screaming, we're peaceful, we're climate protesters. That's what you get for blocking roads. Apparently they're blocking the way into the Burning Man event. Yeah, I don't know about that either. But anyway, let's not worry about that. At least they're getting arrested. Colin Rugg said new students seen jumping out of windows at the University of North Carolina after the gunman started shooting on campus. A person of interest in the shooting has been identified as a PhD student. I can't say the name. Looks Asian. Before coming to the United States, Kui ironically studied at Wuhan University where he graduated. I would never have guessed that he would be the kind of person who could possibly be capable of this kind of thing. He was always very quiet, said a friend. Terrible. Now the kid's trying to escape out the window. Apparently. Allegedly. Don't ask me, I don't know anymore. Sounded like another false... I can't find my flag. One to me, anyway. Dr. Anastasia Maria Lupus again. I must like this lady. Dr. Mangala implanting a puberty blocking device into the arm of an 11-year-old boy. Puberty blockers cause irreversible damage to child's body development. Arrest the doctor and the parents. What are they doing to... Is this a boy? What are they doing?
Dr. Olson had a decision.
You are in the perfect place to start on blockers.
And she promises to begin giving her estrogen, female hormones, in 2 years.
Around 13. That's what I think. Yes, you're not going to develop breast buds on the blockers, but you're not going to wait until 16 to start. You know that, okay?
Josie received the blockers as an implant in her arm.
It's okay if you cry.
So with all the bravery she could muster,
You're going to feel a little bit of a...
Josie held on tight as another chapter opened in this young girl's life.
Closing up the skin.
A lot of times it strikes me that had this happened just 20 years ago,
Thank you.
I wouldn't have been able to give her blockers and she would have had to go through male puberty. That terrifies me.
It's all done. Do you want a hug?
I don't know that she would have survived male puberty.
How do you not survive male puberty? Seriously. There's something wrong with that mother, I think. I think the mother's the one doing it. She wants to be in the trendy, you know, the new trend. That's what it seems like. Make asylums great again, seriously. Colin Rugg said new Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said he will only be holding an election next year if the United States taxpayers keep sending him money. Zelensky and Biden, masters of EI. That thing there, okay? Zelensky said he personally made the demand to none other than Republican Senator Lindsey Graham. I told Graham if the United States and Europe give us financial support, I'm sorry, I will not hold elections on credit. I will not take money from weapons and give it to elections either. But if you give me this financial support, then let's quickly change the legislation and most importantly, let's take risks together, Zelensky said. I'm sure you will be taking a big risk. Observers should be in the trenches. I told him observers must be sent to the front line so that the elections are legitimate for us and for the whole world. This is absolutely fair. In your dreams, mate. No more. No more. When people are living on the streets and our economies are all suffering, why are we giving him money? They're washing it and putting it back in their pockets again. Maverick X said, who built this? And I was thinking that too, actually, once I seen it. Oh, there's music. Oh, whoa, hang on. It's not what I wanted. Let's just watch this. Oh, can I make it bigger and quiet? Yep. I love the music, but I can't play the music. Who built that? How long ago was that built? I think a lot of our history has been hidden. And what technology did they use to build that? Proud Army Brat said, Senator Biden, we already have an N-word mayor. We don't need any more N-word big shots. That's exactly what Biden said. I don't know if you want to hear it, but...
already have a nigger mayor. We don't need...
Okay, I don't need to hear anymore. Anyway, yeah, so there you go. Ian Yeager said, breaking, Rep Andy Biggs calls for the FBI to be defunded. Do you support this? In a big way. Yes, I do. How about you guys? I'm sure Americans would love that, to fund the FBI. They're causing more problems than they are helping with. Clown World said, I would never hire a pronoun person. Why won't anybody hire me because I'm a transgender? Hi, actual owner of an actual company here. Generally, I've found that the people who bring up gender or pronouns either in their application or interviews aren't worth the inevitable headaches that they cause. My applications don't even have a place to put that information because I don't care. All I care about is, can you do the job without causing any additional headaches for me? And that is becoming a more common attitude for small to medium-sized companies. Good on them, honestly. You don't want, I don't think you want someone like that in your business. Awakened Outlaw said, absolute proof that Obama's the birth certificate. Was the okay, I got the video. The version provided to the public should be one image as it would have had to have been scanned into a digital image. Well, whoever made the one released to the public used Photoshop and forgot to hide the numerous layers used to create the ruse. The evidence is unassailable. Let's have a look at this. We're going to go for the full 2 minutes.
So here we have Barack Obama's long-form birth certificate. And over here on the toolbar, we have this layer toolbar. If this birth certificate was actually scanned, it should only exist in one layer. But let's go over to the layer palette here, and we expand layer 1. Oh, it looks like we have a sub-layer here. What's that all about? And it looks like if we expand this caret here, let's go down into some of the layers that are contained inside of this quick group.
I'm just going to turn that music right down. He's removing layers, okay? So you can see. Putting them back. The eye means they're visible. You can see where the ones he's taken away from are white, like the layers he's taken from. Now that's gone. Another one. Look at that. Layer upon layer upon layer. I saw this video, like a video of this many years ago. It was between 2008 and 2012. Very interesting. And apparently the lady who signed his birth certificate passed away in a plane crash where no one was injured, and she wasn't either when the plane landed until she got dragged under the water. And there, look at that. Because the man is Kenyan, I believe. Was actually born there. That's where he's going to run to too when he runs. You watch. Why did I put Sky News Australia in here? Oh, because Facebook has blocked an Australian fact-checking operation from policing content on its platform after a Sky News Australia investigation uncovered a secret foreign-funded bid to influence the upcoming voice referendum. So, there you go. Overseas, a secret foreign-funded bid to influence. Ah, dear. So the US, you're not the only one that's copping it from overseas, and because the Five Eyes would be working together at the moment, probably meddling in each other's rubbish and more. You got China. The White Rabbit podcast said, breaking, Barbados radio is warning citizens it has a doc from Osaka Medical and Research University, Japan, that this thing here was engineered in Ukraine by the World Bank, who had a bioweapon for the public to ignore all illegal incoming mandates on this and locking down. I don't know, because I don't think it was anything more than the flu, but anyway, I don't know. From the beginning, I didn't think it was anything more than the flu. Illuminati Bot said, why did BlackRock, a corporation with $10 trillion in assets, get $500 billion of our US taxpayer dollars in one of the COVID bills? Does anyone remember this happening? Where large corporations got big payouts during that time? I'm sure that's for going along with it. Gunther Eagleman said Obama should be arrested, indicted, then deported. Precedence has been set. Because he wasn't born in the USA. You had a non-citizen as a president. Dom Lucrae said Shamika Michelle is such a powerful black woman, only she could have dropped bars on Biden like this. Oh, let's have a little listen.
Some say he's racist and tweets like a kid while overlooking all the good shit that he did. I ain't ashamed of my president a little bit. I'd rather have an alpha male than a little bitch.
Good on her. Yeah, I'd rather have someone who can at least say what they think rather than someone who toes a line. Samantha Maiden said exclusive Deputy Prime Minister Richard Marles, here in Australia, is booking military planes to pick him up and drop him off at Avalon Airport closer to his home in Geelong, saving himself a 1-hour chauffeur-driven car ride from Melbourne. He's using it as a taxi service. What in the hell is going on? DOQ said, where are the children? 2,000 children missing from Lahaina, according to the State Department. Where are the children?
Okay, at what point are we going to take this seriously? This is coming directly from the State Department that there are at least 2,000 children unaccounted for. 2,000 children. What is going on? Why is it not being reported? Why are even serious commentators making kind of flippant jokes about this? Where is the government? Where are the answers? Someone needs to step up. Josh Green needs to step down. And we need to get answers here. We need to get answers immediately. And there is a huge cover-up going on in the media. They're suppressing Instagram videos. They're suppressing TikToks. They're suppressing all kinds of information because something really nefarious and really bad is going on, whether it's incompetence or impotence or actually worse. And I don't even know. I'm not espousing any conspiracy theories. I'm simply asking the question. And the second question is why no one's asking the question. That's the most important thing. This stuff needs to be shared. This stuff needs to be spread. We need to get to the bottom of this, and the mass media needs to step up and needs to interview people that had boots on the ground, and the social media companies need to stop suppressing these videos, and we need answers. 2,000 kids, that's like a 9/11. And no one's taking it seriously. No one even showed up. We were here. No one showed up. No one showed up forever. We had guys on jet skis. We had surfers taking over and handling everything on jet skis. So let's figure this out.
I don't know. I'm kind of thinking, are they?
Okay, at what point
are they starting to get us to rely on ourselves to help each other out instead of government? Because we all know governments are useless. So I don't know. Just me said all I see is a smelly weasel. Apologies to weasels. Simon Love said Victoria Premier Daniel Andrews said a standard form was put forward by the mediators in the Commonwealth Games negotiation, which placed a confidentiality clause on the settlement. Oh my God, look at him. He does look like a little weasel, doesn't he? Yeah, he just did a big stuff up with the Commonwealth Games here in Australia, and he ended up costing Australia quite a lot of money for nothing. Because he backed out. He just did it to get voted in. He said, I'll host the Commonwealth Games, and then when he got voted back in, he backed out of it. Ultra MJ Truth said Florida widespread gasoline contamination with diesel. The stations affected by the contamination have been asked to stop selling gasoline until the fuel is replaced and the tanks are cleared. My thoughts, I'm getting Maui vibes right before a major tropical storm. Thousands, possibly hundreds of thousands of vehicles affected, as well as home generators. Stinks like sabotage. Citgo has released the following list of affected Florida gas stations. Big Dan's Car Wash at Tarpon Springs, 7-Eleven at Holiday, 7-Eleven at Lithia, 7-Eleven at Lehigh Acres, 7-Eleven at Fort Myers, 7-Eleven at Lakeland, 7-Eleven at North Cape Coral, 7-Eleven at Cape Coral, 7-Eleven at Brooksville, 7-Eleven at Lehigh Acres, 7-Eleven at Plant City, 7-Eleven Cape Coral, 7-Eleven Zephyr Hills, 7-Eleven at Cape Coral, BJ's Wholesale at Cape Coral, BJ's, oh my goodness, look at them all. Daytona Beach, Sarasota, Tampa. Wow. Okay, Hudson, Port Charlotte, Alva, Lady Lakes, Fort Myers. Oh, I don't know. Let's have a listen.
The State Emergency Response Team is here in the EOC working tirelessly to be prepared for any direction that this storm may take, and I thank them for their continued hard work for Floridians. Additionally, the state has been made aware of a situation involving fuel contamination at gas stations serviced by the Port of Tampa. I want to ensure, Floridians, that we are coordinating here at the EOC with everyone from petroleum retailers to the ports themselves to ensure that the disruption will not be widespread or prolonged, and that residents can have seamless access to fuel. At the direction of the governor, as he's already mentioned, we have already waived the size, weight, and hour restrictions for getting those necessary resources into the state and down to consumers as quickly and effectively as possible. FDAX has just released a statement related to this fuel contamination, and they are conducting investigations on how widespread the situation is, and what you can do in specific situations if you're impacted. If you think your car may be affected, please call the Florida Department of Agriculture Consumer Services Consumer Hotline at 1-800-435-7352 for English, and for Spanish, 1-800-352-9832.
I don't know.
State emergency.
What do you think? Do you think it's another sabotage? I'll let you make up your own mind about that. Daisy May 4263 said Qantas boss Alan Joyce refuses to answer 5 questions from senators about giving Anthony Albanese's 23-year-old son a chairman's lounge membership. So we know they're doing favours for each other. Qantas is just charging everyone out of the ears. And the government stopped what was it? Qatar Airlines from making things cheaper, and a bit of competition, you know. Kylie Burden said it's a takeover. Anthony Mundine blasts the voice. So this guy is Aboriginal. He was an Aboriginal boxer. Jack Straw said Australia. Question, do you want to withdraw your money? And why do you need it? Answer, for butt bleaching, sex trading and drugs. Okay, listen to this guy. He's got the best comeback, because this is what the banks are doing. They're asking you why you're taking money out now here in Australia. So let's have a little listen.
Cash and a necklace. You withdraw cash in Australia, the banks want to know why, so let's go tell them the truth.
How much?
Around 6,000. What is it for? My missus thinks I cheated on her last week. She's doing my head in, so I need to give her some cash and a necklace. She doesn't like flowers, she just likes designer handbags and shit.
Time there?
No worries. I don't know why it's important for the bank to know. It's money.
I have to ask.
I've got to go to a beauty salon to bleach my arsehole.
Yeah, there we go.
There's a bleaching package, and yeah, they say you can make it up to 3 shades lighter. Drugs, the devil's lettuce, you would know.
That's what you want me to jump in on?
I don't deal it personally. I just connect people together.
Whatever you do, it's your business.
What's the money for?
Yeah.
Does it matter?
We need to ask customer why.
I need it for steroids. Summer's coming up, Stereosonic festivals. I need a shred for summer. I mean, if you must know, I'm transitioning to be a woman, so I have to pay for the surgery. It's an expensive surgery. It's not covered on the Medicare. You withdraw cash in Australia, the banks want to know why, so let's go tell them the truth.
How much?
Well done, mate. Oh dear. Oh, so if the banks ask you what you want the money for, just think of the most outrageous thing. I still remember the day when Julie Bishop became very tetchy in the party room when we questioned her as to why she was giving Australian taxpayer money to the Clinton Foundation. This woman here. Okay, didn't Julia Gillard give money to the Clinton Foundation too? She was our Prime Minister. This was our, I don't know, was she Deputy Prime Minister under Turnbull or something? I don't know, I can't remember. I've got a headache. Oh, sorry, guys. Liz Churchill said, do not test for that thing. They're using these things here, which can't tell the difference between the COOF, influenza A and influenza B, by the way, to manipulate the numbers. The Biden regime's already announced a new mandatory vaccine, the PCR test trick, and the vaccine is a biological weapon. You've been warned. Do not. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't take them. So I'm just trying to warn you. From everything I've looked at since 2008, I will never take one of them again. Never. Never. And I regret that my children got some of them when they were young. Rep Marjorie Taylor Greene said there's no climate crisis. It's a fabricated scam that lines the pockets of politicians and their business partners with a zero carbon hoax and carbon credit scams. Yes, the climate changes. It's been changing ever since God created the earth and will continue to change. But man is not causing the earth to heat up, nor will it be able to cause the cool. Shame on the climate cultists using the tragedy in Hawaii to sell their agenda. Oh, that's Podesta, isn't it? Yeah, of course. He's on the climate agenda. Thing. Bandwagon. Gravy train. David Weissman says, sorry, but I will take the word of climate experts over an unhinged sociopath. And Asher said, experts? Oh, yeah, exactly. I'm sorry, but you can say anyone's an expert, mate, these days. The media have ones that they call experts, but really are like actors. Wide Awake Media said multi-millionaire climate grifter John Kerry gets absolutely destroyed by Rep Scott Perry for peddling the climate scam before being called out as the grifter he is, right to his face. I want to say this.
Secretary, in 2015 at the Paris Climate Conference, you said that if all industrial nations go to zero emissions, it wouldn't be enough. And then at the White House's Climate Day in January of 21, you said almost 90% of the planet's emissions come from outside the U.S. We could go to zero tomorrow and the problem isn't solved. And in April 21, you told the Washington Post that even the U.S. and China going to zero emissions tomorrow won't solve the climate's problem. Then in April of 21, you said that global net zero is not enough and that CO2 must be removed from the atmosphere. How much is the correct amount of CO2?
Let me explain to you, if I can, so you understand exactly what I said. It's close, but it's not quite exactly what I was saying.
Can you
what
just
I'm
tell
saying,
me what
let
the
me tell you what I'm
correct
saying.
amount is?
I'm going to tell you what the correct. Here's how it works. Because we have put, I'd forget the exact number of tons, millions of tons of CO2 and other greenhouse gases are now in the atmosphere. They're there. And every day we're adding more. And so every day the heat is going up and we have to figure out how we're going to, tame the monster here. The only way to do that is to reduce emissions on an ongoing basis to get control on the current level of emissions that we have created.
But what is
then
but
to
what
actually
is the correct,
suck?
Sir, with all due respect, you've been through this
me just
before.
finish.
What is the correct amount? I don't want to spend a bunch of time about a history lesson about things that people don't care about.
Well, it changes every day. I can't tell you
the
exactly
correct
what
amount
it's
change
in the
there?
yes, it does.
So, Secretary, you probably know that for approximately 200 million years, what's the parts per million now? About 400, right? Can we
It's
agree on
over
that?
400.
All right,
It's about
for about 200 million years, 2,000 parts per million. Did Mother Nature get it wrong for 200 million years?
Here's the difference, Congressman. The difference is, yes, there were periods which all the scientists who deal with climate acknowledge that there have been moments on the planet, which is billions of years old, in which there were greater heat and there was greater.
Tell me the difference
dioxide.
quickly. I've got a
The
limited
difference
amount of
is
time.
human beings are creating
Okay, so
this. That's the difference.
So human beings are
We are
about
creating
300,000 years old, but during these periods of time where it was 2,000 parts per million, life existed. As a matter of fact, we're in
not
one
people,
of the lowest
not
periods.
human beings
Mr.
walking
Secretary,
around.
We're in
no.
one of the lowest periods of carbon in the atmosphere in not only recorded history, in the history of life existing on the planet. In December of 2022, you told the Washington Post we need to remove 1.6 trillion tons of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere via direct air capture. The cost for that is about $1,000 per ton, or $1.6 quadrillion. Now, you said you didn't know, but since 2015, since the last El Nino, about 500 billion tons have been emitted into the atmosphere. During that same period of time, 2015, if you look at the temperature graph, this is from NOAA. The temperature has gone down. Show the next slide. This is from NASA satellite data. Temperature has gone down. You want to have the American taxpayers, my constituents that are having a hard time afford their groceries, pay for a car, buy a new home, spend $1.6 quadrillion to fix a problem that A, doesn't exist, and as a matter of fact, you might be exacerbating, because it's unknown. It is unknown at this time the low level of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere that might actually destroy life, because Plant life all depends, as you know, Secretary, plant life all depends on CO2. And when we kill it, then we're done too. I yield the balance.
Congressman, let me just say that I don't agree with what you're saying out there for any number of reasons. I don't have time to go into all of them now, but I'll just tell you point blank that the difference between the periods you're looking at in terms of heat, et cetera, and human input is night and day, number one. Number two, why do you think 195 countries in the world, their prime ministers, their presidents...
Because they're grifting like you are, sir.
That's a pretty shocking statement, that you believe that all the scientists in the world are grifters, honestly.
Not all scientists agree with you, Mr. Secretary.
98% of all the scientists in the world...
Science isn't about agreement. It's not about consensus. You know that.
My goodness. What an arrogant person Kerry is. He's in it for the moolah. Tim Poole said GOP legal activist, posted this, GOP legal activist Alexandria Calcott, 41, is stabbed to death at his New Hampshire home. Wow. Is that it? Okay. He found dead inside his home in Durham with stab wounds. Declaration of Memes said, did you know that New Hampshire has the best pro-gun laws in the entire country? Did you also know that the NH is the only state in the country with both no sales tax and no state income tax? The proof is in the pudding. NH is the state in the US with the least crime and most upward socio-economic mobility. The Free State said there are only 2 states in America with a lower murder rate than Canada. Maybe the other 48 states should copy New Hampshire gun policies rather than trying to make New Hampshire copy theirs. I'd say they're well armed, are they? That's what I'm thinking. Malcolm Roberts said, fabricate fake problem, fabricate victims, human or planet, fabricate oppressor, fabricate the division, use emotions, concoct fear and guilt to sway people, mislead people to give up basic rights, take control over people, extract wealth and entrench ignorance to perpetuate forever. Dad, why do people give up freedom for security? It's called the Hegelian dialectic, sweetie. They create a problem, the problem creates a reaction, and if there's enough fear and hysteria, people will not only accept the solution that limits their rights, but they'll actually beg for it. I'd rather live on my feet than die on my knees. Dom Lecrae said breaking the Obama's chef, Tafari Campbell, was found naked while his paddleboard and clothing were found with no sign of staffer within 16 minutes of start of search for tragic Obama chef, starting in Martha's Vineyard, police report reveals. An incident report provided to Daily Mail by Edgartown Police reveals a Secret Service agent reported Tafari Campbell missing on July the 23rd. The agent, whose identity is redacted, called about a possible drowning and revealed a rescue swimmer and Zodiac boat had been deployed to find him. The 911 call was placed at 7:46 p.m. and by 8:02, search teams had recovered Campbell's paddleboard and clothing, according to the report. Stay tuned as this story unfolds. So, when was this? 21 hours ago. And this is the location where the chef drowned. Interesting. I'm just keeping an eye out for updates on anything at the moment. Ian Miles Chong said, if this isn't photoshopped, community notes will say so. Honestly don't know if it is or isn't. The shooter described as mostly white Asian male. Oh, what was that? What? The Fox News photo is real, but the tagline's been digitally altered. The actual caption reads, UNC police released picture of person of interest and described the suspect as Asian male with close cropped hair. But didn't they say it was a white supremacist? I don't know. Illuminati Bot said, Are pedos deliberately chosen for positions of power so if they can't be bought, they can always be blackmailed? A lot of them are, yes. That's why I keep saying we've got the worst of the worst criminals in charge of all of our countries. Because they have, well, they can be bought. Some of them can be bought without doing this thing, and others can be blackmailed. And then some are set up as well to be blackmailed. Prue McSween said anyone who has recently gone to USA and seen the horrific impact of legalised drugs and the BLM activism against cops and the inept Biden Democrat policy impact will be horrified by the deception of the ACT government and its decision to legalise illicit drugs. The one good aspect of that is the brain-dead Canberra-based politicians will be horrified to see the repercussions and social impact on their doorstep. They just may be motivated to do something about it, even if it's only to protect themselves. Let's hope the morons in the ACT government learn the consequences of their deception the hard way. I'm starting to wonder, is this because when they get caught with all the drugs, the politicians I'm talking about, it'll be legalised so they won't get charged? I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. Snarkish Dano said, this is a question that got me going down the government bank's bad path 30 plus years ago. Who holds all the debt? Why doesn't it just cancel out? It's only numbers in a computer after all. Because Bill asked, who is the world in debt to? What is even money if it doesn't help we the people? So who does every country owe their money to? The bankers? The UN? I don't know. Who do we all owe money to? And why do we have money if it doesn't work? And it only works for a certain few. That causes more problems. Everyone gets stressed out over money, whether you've got it or not. I think things are going to go back to gold. I don't think we're going to have money soon. Use it while you can anyway, because you need to, fight the digital system. But, yeah, I think we're going to go back to some different kind of payment thing. Derek Bro said the evidence is mounting on Lahaina. Is mounting. Okay, mounting.
That's when you see this, you're just going to be breaking, it's going to break science. If you're a scientist and you understand anything about temperatures and melting points, what we're about to show you is going to change, in my opinion, the whole direction of this entire investigation from what I'm being led to believe, and it just makes logical sense, right?
Yeah, it's almost like there's an incinerator nearby and they just dropped the car off.
Right, so I'm going to turn the camera on what we're walking up on right now. I want you to notice there's a vehicle that's been here since the beginning. It wasn't dropped off here, obviously.
Look at the chair's not melted.
You can see here
it's sitting in the middle.
This is the highest the burn got. Right here. It did not cross the highway. If you look over here, this is the bypass. You can see none of that grass is burned over there. So start to draw some logical conclusions.
Oh, look at.
We're going to show you some more things as we're walking along here.
How did that not disappear? If
this melted, how did that cone not completely disappear? Because if you look at this vehicle, and I want you to notice the burn, the amount of grass, as you can see, that burned in the char marks. This car is basically completely surrounded by gravel. And you can see small little flames right here when this grass burned. Yet, when you turn and look right in this direction, besides seeing Dylan, my technical cameraman, you can see this car. And for all you scientists out there that have been sending me images and you're asking me if they're real, I'm here to tell you, in Jesus' name, what we're showing you is real, live on YouTube. So if you enjoy content like this, we ask you to please immediately like this, share this, and subscribe to the channel. Why? Because you are our only hope of getting this out to the world through the YouTube algorithm. This is a tire that is gone. These are the braids of steel inside the tire. Look at this particular rim. Is it safe to say these are aluminum?
Look at the windshield. What's that?
Are these aluminum?
Yeah, that's cast aluminum wheels.
Cast aluminum wheel, you can see it melted.
And the windshield on the inside?
Look at the windshield. That is a windshield right there that is completely melted. We have some jumper cables in the back of the vehicle, but we have some cast aluminum here that's pulverized.
Just dust.
How is that possible for a grass fire that did not come from this direction? Because you can see there's nothing that's been burned over here. What could cause that type of destruction when you have a grass fire on this side that obviously didn't connect? But even if it was a grass fire,
and it's still only half burned. I mean,
Yeah, you can see there's even some grass over here that's still standing. It's not even been burned. So even down below, directly below this, you can see some wood fence posts that were burned, but you can see all that grass is still good. So how do you get this car this hot? In the comments section, I need to hear from you guys. Honestly, I need you here in the comments section. There's some smart people, and I'm not talking about, you know, I'm talking about some intelligent people out there that understand physics, science, melting points, not the nonsense people. We need to just silence the nonsense for a moment. We need some real scientists, some real professors around the world to check in right now and help us understand what phenomenon, right?
Yeah, it's an anomaly or whatever you want to call that word.
Right, but this is just one vehicle. This is what we're seeing in all.
Oh, there's the window down there in the middle.
Where's the window?
Down in the
Oh, you can see the melted window down in the crack.
It just dripped down in there.
It's just dripped into the, you can see that. I don't know if the camera's picking that up for you. But I've had people reach out to me from around the world asking for these types of images, detailed images. And by the way, thankful that the sheriffs have left. We asked them if they, I've said, hey, if you guys love your country, allow us to come in here and grab these images. And they left, and I'm so thankful. And I told the sheriff, I said, hey, I'm thankful for you guys because you've sworn to protect the Constitution. You've got more power than anybody in the...
Thank God they left the area.
Thank God they left the area. Yeah, we're so thankful that they did. They had these stern looks on their faces, man, because we're just like, what law prevents us from having access? Why can the media not have access to this? Why is there a fence? Why are there checkpoints? This is melted copper?
Yeah,
These are the
so
jumping cables.
what people are familiar with seeing, this is how hot it got. This literally destroyed metal, and I mean the spring had no integrity at all. It was just no resistance.
You can see this. What do you think this is? Is this the tranny?
Wow.
What is that?
The aluminum?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it had aluminum gas tank.
But look at all this. Came all the way out here.
Yeah, that's not just heating and melting. That's liquefying, which is
liquefying. That's a whole
yeah,
other
that's
level.
Probably like 1,500 to 2,000 degrees. Look,
So
that looks like a cell phone.
Oh my God. Yeah. What do you guys think? Talk to me.
Okay, and I've heard that aluminium does melt at lower temperatures than steel, but still, to make it liquefied like that, they just said 1,500 to 2,000 degrees. And a grass fire, I don't think, carries that much heat. Wall Street Apes said the more you look for the Lahaina Maui fire, Hawaii fires coincidences, the more you find. Legislation was passed prior to the fires allowing the police chief, aka a coroner, the police chief and the coroner, to cremate bodies in a new way. Please take time to read or watch this post. I met the Maui Police Department's forensic facility in Wailuku, where morgue operations specialists are actually loading mats into containers with bodies right now. So why is our police chief also our coroner? He admitted that on a press conference just the other day. Legislation was passed that allowed the sheriff, aka the coroner, I'll go ahead and include the link so you can go ahead and look at those legislation bills. But in doing so, not only were there no descendants there to look for the lost loved ones, such as where are the parents to the missing children, they're not there. Not only has this whole operation completely just annihilated the indigenous people of Lahaina, but in doing what they've done, they've also completely disintegrated all traces of DNA. So yeah, if the math ain't math, then let me help you out. Not only is the coroner's office, aka the sheriff, making $800 for each and every person he stuffs in one of those containers that very well is one of these alkaline hydrolysis decomposing chambers, he's not only making $800 per person, but by eliminating all DNA, any surviving ancestors to those that perished in this fire. Any surviving ancestors that lived abroad, say in the mainland, they can never return home and stake claim to their land because it's surrendered over to the coroner's office. It's given back to the state. So because there's no trace of evidence of the DNA, this is disgusting, you guys. This is disgusting, and I hope this helps somebody. We're at the end, and if you don't know Jesus Christ, now is the time to turn and repent to him. And I'm talking to you elites more than anything. You might want to stop what you're doing because Christ Jesus is coming back and it ain't going to end well for you. If you think what you've done to these people is just, you'll just wait till you find out yourself sitting in the lake of fire, because that's what's coming for you. And if you don't all turn from your bulldog and repent of your evil and wicked ways, There you go. That was a bit of a statement and a half. Colin Ruggs said new Nevada tribal rangers rammed through the climate protesters. We get to see it from a different angle. 5-minute videos. What I'll do is I'll share these ones. The climate protesters were attempting to shut down the Burning Man Arts and Music Festival until the rangers ruined their day. That's how all radical climate activists should be dealt with. Show us from a different... Is this from a different angle? What's going on here? These are all the cars waiting to get past. Yep, and we see it from another angle. And he turns around and goes back and arrests them all. Well, they should be arrested, definitely. Malcolm Roberts said the COOF censorship chain of command. During the May-June Senate estimates hearing, I asked the Department of Health and Aged Care to clarify their role with the Department of Home Affairs in censoring social media posts. So the Department of Health and Aged Care was censoring social media posts too. Home Affairs indicated it relied upon the Department of Health to identify social media posts that contravene Facebook Meta's guidelines. So they're diving into a Meta now. This, of course, is just more dodging of responsibility as the agency trampling the fundamental rights of speech, although it's government doing the censoring. They give the social media corporations the buttons to push. It turns out that when Home Affairs wanted to censor or provide information to social media platforms where posts breached the platform's own guidelines during the COOF response, they relied upon the Department of Health to identify whether or not there was a breach. The Department of Health rarely identified posts and merely provided the information that government agreed to be correct. So there's parliamentary investigations going on into what happened in 2020 with the COOF. That's all I'm going to say about that. Leading reports said breaking former House Speaker Newt Gingrich said Barack Obama is in charge of the Biden administration and running it from the shadows like we didn't know. Yeah, he is. They reckon that Biden has an earpiece and that Barack Obama tells him everything. What to say, where to go, how to react. To push that agenda. So I reckon arrest them all. Alexandra Marshall said the fight to save regional areas from wind farms and transmission lines feel insurmountable. Renewable energy does not look green and people are growing suspicious of the end times mantra. Intergenerational farms and seaside communities are in crisis because this is what we've got in Australia. They put them in the ocean, they put them on the land. You can't go anywhere without seeing these bloody things everywhere. When wind farms were nothing more than apocalypse-mongering salvation shouted from the lips of a distraught, truanting European teenager, plenty of adults were swept up in the hyperbole. They were drawn in by the tears and duped by the pleas, the Greta. How dare you? Oh yes, they would say, I'm all for wind energy, free, cheap, green, love it. Yeah? Free? And cheap. That's a bit of an oxymoron, isn't it? Is it free or is it cheap? Which one is it? Because here in Australia it's more expensive now. Who would dare resist the demands of a child raging, crying at the United Nations? She's an actor. For most Australians, wind farms and renewable energy spent decades sitting somewhere between adopt a sea turtle and sponsoring a starving African child. They were a slogan on the local MP's campaign poster and a safe cafe conversation amongst parents desperate to earn social approval. First world problems. More importantly, wind turbines were off in the distance, out of sight. Very few enthusiastic wind advocates envisioned their lives being intrusively and aggressively impacted by renewable energy. No one told them these green skyscrapers would be built on their beaches, across their properties, and through the middle of their communities. Even in the country, go out to the country in Australia, and they're everywhere. The closer wind farms get to being built, the more people despise them. While commentators in this publication have correctly guessed that energy prices will contribute to the death of renewable energy, especially as people's power bills double in the middle of a self-inflicted financial crisis, it appears green economics will serve as the final nail rather than the opening blow to the neck. The fatal wound to wind energy will be the visceral rage Australians express towards the construction of wind farms and their accompanying nightmare of transmission wires. It does not take a degree in conservation to know that these steel and concrete towers crowned with 200-ish metre blades are not a harmonious part of the natural landscape. Wind turbines don't just murder the local wildlife, they terrorise the view. Yep. Farmers, tourists and environmentalists already hate the existing network of transition lines carving highways through forests and agricultural land. This infrastructure is endured because with coal-fired power providing dense and reliable power closer to cities, they have minimal footprints. Wind and solar energy offer the reverse, with their misleading name farms placed in the middle of nowhere. This results in an astonishing amount of transmission infrastructure, at least 10,000 kilometres worth of, covering the landscape like some horrible resurrection of early 19th century power. Enthusiasts of renewable energy are aware of this, with the conversation writing, Victorian farmers and residents protest the AusNet project in the belief the new infrastructure bill will mean loss of control over their lands, an uglier landscape and possible restrictions on farming practices such as irrigation. Their concerns are legitimate, but the need is also great and time is limited. Okay, in other words, it's just not green. Look, it's more destruction, seriously, and it's ugly. You don't want it. Not to mention not just these things, but the miles and miles of solar panels, which is replacing farms, taking up very good land, all for solar power. Dr. Anastasia Maria Lupus said, Maui evidence of direct energy weapon again. Oh, these go for ages. I can't play them all. Hang on. Let's have a little listen to the beginning.
Luna High School in the neighborhood that did not, I repeat, did not burn. You can see all these houses are standing around here, unburned. There's no burn here, okay? So to me, this is like something out of a space movie, because you have this small field with some grass that burned, right? You can see where the grass burned. But then you have these two vehicles sitting in here that have melted aluminum. So Donovan, if you want to just take us through this car real quick and show us, I know you know a few things about cars, you can point out some things that require a very high temperature. By the way, we just talked to the neighbor who was talking to an investigator in Lahaina town yesterday, and he said the investigator told him the temperatures reached in excess of 3,000 degrees. So tell us what you got, Donovan.
Well, we have about 300 degrees for aluminum, and this
300?
1,300.
1,300, okay, thank you.
1,300, well, 1220, but if you round it up, because it was not only melted, it was liquefied to the point where it
ran
became
down the side
a river of aluminum going down the dirt hill.
So this is the aluminum rim, obviously. There's the tire, what's left of it, the steel threads or steel belts.
And maybe a combination gas tank if the gas tank's aluminum.
Okay, okay. So you have liquefied aluminum running down the side of a grass fire.
The caliper melted, unless they stole it, but it looks like the bolts are still there. So that, and then you get the belt, the steel belt of the tire, which is just a bunch of a wire mesh laying there, and you have the windows that were melted, the back window. If you look at the big old, like, almost...
Okay, we did say something similar to this before, so I won't play the whole lot of it, but he just described a bit more there. LT Australia said Labor's double dick. What? Victoria's doomed. The Dan Andrews Labor government has ruined this once prosperous state. Australia's heading down the sewer with the Anthony Albanese federal Labor government. We are all screwed. How do we get out of this mess? Exclusive, Victoria heading $226 billion into the red, rating agency warns. Well, they can thank Dan Andrews for that. Okay, oh, that's the same lady as before. DOQ said what really happened to the dinosaurs. I think they were fake. But let's have a look what people think. For all you saying dinosaurs are fake, I'm not saying they're real or fake, but where did the bones come from? Well, the Smithsonian, and you know how they do the ceramic type, you know, they make ceramic bowls and things like that? Well, they can make molds and make, they've actually done it, I believe, through either ceramic or cement. And that's how they made the bones. If all the bones are fake and all the dinosaurs in the museums match, who created their bone structures? Mr. Green said the dragons. Yep, this lady said, did they really exist? That's the question, Michelle. Dinosaurs were dragons. Reset. Fossil fuels is a hoax like climate change. Michael said, do you mean the dragons? Johnny said probably the same as with the giant trees. If you haven't seen, there are videos on YouTube of the mountains look like tree stumps. A lot of mountains look like tree stumps. Very, very big ones. So there you go. Isn't it weird that I now lean more towards dragons being real and that dinosaurs might be another psyop? Something else to make you scared of, and then look at Jurassic Park. That's enough to worry anyone, them playing with DNA and recreating the dinosaurs. Yeah, I think it's all BS. Matt Wallace said, major news alert, they're desperately trying to hide this. Hawaiian Electric just put out a statement that they shut off the power lines hours before the Maui fires started. So how did it start from the power lines again then? And the only time I've seen cars melt like that is in the California fires years ago, the Paradise ones, the Australian fires, and now the Hawaiian ones. The government is lying about the power lines causing it. I will expose everything. Who's this? Matt Wallace. I think I'm following him. I'll keep an eye out for updates on these. And Wokeness said black supremacist mows down 62 white people at a Christmas parade, 21 months later, no motive. A transgender terrorist attacks a Christian school, writes a manifesto 5 months later, we've still got no motive. A white killer shoots up a Dollar Tree. Hours later, the motive declared a hate crime. Details of the manifesto are released. You see what happens here? When it doesn't suit them, they don't have a motive. But when they want to drive up hate, and division, they'll report it when they got the right thing. I don't know, was that the same Asian guy who... Was it the Asian guy who did it? And they've declared it a white supremacist hate crime or something? Leading reports said breaking. A federal judge has ordered a second evidentiary hearing for the removal of the Fulton County case against former President Donald Trump. That was 3 days ago. Illuminati bot, just saying. The flu thing was invented 82 years ago. We still have the flu. Do you understand? Customers. They're creating customers. They're not helping anybody, creating more customers. Patrick J. Murtaugh said, just remember that most Republicans are actually Democrats. The Uni Party has infiltrated all branches of government and they are really party agnostic. As long as they can draw a salary and grift off the taxpayers, they will do everything they can to grow government at the expense of the taxpayer. The government can do nothing to create wealth. It can only take its piece of the action from the productive. There is only one person standing up to the Uni Party and they are all, every single one, aligned against him. It should be abundantly clear by now you're either standing with them or standing behind him. Our enemy does not want a peaceful resolution. They want total control or total annihilation. Please think carefully about which side you choose. An evil enemy will burn his own nation to the ground to rule over the ashes. Sun Tzu. Okay. Who's she responding to? Laura Luma. Wow, 1 week ago in Flagler County, Florida, public school officials at Bunnell Elementary School had a segregated assembly. The assembly only targeted black students in 4th and 5th grade. Black students were berated over test scores and told how they would be rewarded with fast food meals if they beat their fellow black peers' test scores. All of the white students were continuing their education in the classroom and the assembly was specifically designed for all the black students, yet none of their parents were notified ahead of time. The school principal was aware and in attendance of the assembly and she is now on paid leave. This is a violation of Brown versus Board of Education in the state of Florida. Where is Ron DeSantis? Unconstitutional segregation of children in public schools is happening under your watch in your state. What happened to parental rights? Apparently the black children were told if their test scores didn't improve, they would... What? They would be likely to get shot, go to prison or die an early death. No parents were notified about this assembly and children are now traumatised. I haven't seen a single Florida elected official speak out about this. This is actually racism and deserves a response from Ron DeSantis. The woman leading the charge on getting justice for these children is Pastor Gillian Deeney, a black Republican faith leader and the first black woman to ever chair an REC in the state of Florida. And she's tagged Byron Donalds in there. Oh, I don't know, is this another divide and conquer thing? But anyway, I agree with this person here. It's a uni party. Matt XRP Patriot said, number 17 here, told us that when the black population awakened to their mechanisms of control and the fact that the deep state has used the black population for decades as a mean to divide us, that it would be game over for them. I'm pretty sure we're at that point in this movie. Every move they make at this point is simply serving the purpose of awakening and more. Boomerangs in full effect. And I have read that one. What? Look, seriously, hang on a sec. I'm just going to go back to... because I'm sure I bookmarked more than that in my other account, maybe. Okay. Well, Herald Sun says leaked images of Premier Daniel Andrews spending several hours at the pub while in the middle of the Commonwealth Games contract deliberations have been released. Yeah, that's not the only thing he does. Remember the video that we saw of that? This doesn't surprise me in the least. Luke Radowski said, how in the...
Do you think it's possible that Epstein was killed?
Oh, sure, it's possible. I mean, I don't really believe. I think he probably committed suicide.
Do you think it's possible that Epstein was killed?
Oh, sure, it's possible. I mean, I don't really believe. I think he probably...
He can't say anything right now. That's why. Dude in the hoodie said Hawaii residents reporting water was shut off. You're standing there with a hose and there's nothing coming out. Why would they turn the water off? What's this? Warrior adult. This was like 2 weeks ago. No, I'm not going to read that. Oh, hang on. I was just following orders might bring the downfall of humanity. Amazing how people still don't know this post-COVID. Apparently Maui police officers blockaded the escape and evacuation routes. The police officers said, I'm under order to keep them here. Lovely. Anyway, guys, that's it. It's been, I've been reading news for an hour and 22 minutes, so let me go back over to the chat. Hey, Beckham USA, Tiki Doll, Cynthia, Fred, Faith. Oh, it's all just jumped on me. Don't do that. Okay, hang on. Who else have we got? Seymour, how you going? George, how you going? Who else have we got? Everyone's saying hello. Alex said, I think police have said they're no longer going to attend mental health incidents, so I guess it's up to us to put up with it and the consequences. What exactly do our taxes pay for? Yeah, they need to open asylums again. Alex said, I thought that was Malcolm in the Middle, David Hogg. Cynthia said, looks just like him. Alex said, could be AI, so much of it now. Cynthia said, yeah, AI. Faith said, the whole damn world's gone insane. George said, doppelganger. Cynthia said, it's hard to be nice sometimes. Yeah, it is sometimes. To certain people. Especially when they're really, really, really far left, you know. Okay, Alex said, hard to tell the difference too now. My stomach's going berserk again. Xenotron, how you going? Said, I've been putting these on before I go to sleep for a while now. Even my cats love it. Oh, is that the frequency? The 528 hertz is apparently really good for healing your body. Cynthia said, all we need is love and a little bit of help from our friends. Lots of Beatles in the day. Alex said, yeah, that sounds lovely. I've started listening to relaxing music when I'm drawing and it really helps. Maybe I should try it for help. Oh, for sleep, not help. Xenotron said, no effing way, no, in my lady's room there, that's a weird looking man, lady. Transformer. Checkered Past said, not a woman till you cut your parts off. I agree. If they've still got the P, then they're a unique, they're still a man. But if they don't want to go to the men's rooms, then they need another one for themselves because it's a unique thing. You can't just stick them in the ladies. Alex said, defo not a woman. Why are the public putting up with this? Cynthia said, I listen to a lot of Christian music. Luna said, the thing is why I don't use public restrooms anymore and I don't let my children use them either. Yeah, make sure you go before you go out. Alex said, they've made women's spaces so unsafe. I never used to like changing rooms anyway, so I never use them really, but it makes me not want to use public toilets even more. Faith said, I've heard this before as well. Cynthia said, my favourite colour, blue. Kevin said, Samson and Delilah hair is important. Alex said, you should take it up again, George. So therapeutic on my 6-week course. I did my second lesson today. Alex said, I saw that up the other day. Apparently blue deflects lasers. That would make sense then why they all painted the roofs of their houses blue. Cynthia said, distraction, babies. George said, I've been watching some bloke in New York drawing people on the tube. Cool. Alex said, Big Mike. Alex said, I couldn't hear it. Oh, okay. Sina said, funny, Hev, I was turning up my volume when you turned it up at the same time. Yeah, it was so quiet. I was trying to turn my own I've got a little volume control on the earphones. I was trying to turn that up. It's up as far as it'll go. Faye said, what the hell? Disgusting. Leave the kids alone. Cynthia said, honestly, I'm sick of hearing Trump. Sick about hearing Trump. Yeah. He'll be alright. It'll be okay. George said, yeah, Faith. Alex said, evil monsters. Xenotron said, I'm sick of the garbage from the left. Trump, by comparison, is a breath of fresh air, in my opinion. Well, I'd rather someone that speaks his mind, and even if he does insult people sometimes, I really don't care. I would rather that than some puppet. Really. Cynthia said, peace and love to all. Too much crazy. Going to put on some music, sweet dreams and prayers and hugs. You too, Cynthia. George said, that Canadian teacher who wore those massive fake boobs don't wear that crap out of school. Yeah, I've seen that. Sina said, I heard an urban myth similar to this about 30 years ago. Alex said, I watched a video of a spider crawling out of a woman's ear and how worms can go up your nose in certain water earlier, so it wouldn't surprise me. Ooh. Sina said, only it involved lobster eggs. I am Kai said, oh, the Droxy is deadly to vril worms. Well, it's works on parasites and worms. Certain medication. Yeah. I said, watch out. What is it? Beetles about? George said, the activists, the dickheads. Oh, my stomach's going absolutely nuts. I should have eaten before I came on. Sorry, my stomach is growling. You can probably hear it. Luna said, be right back. Got to get the blueberry danishes out of the oven. Oh, my God, food. Hey, damn it, Mandy. How you going? I'm Kai said, just a heartwarming scene. Alex said, you wouldn't want a creature with eggs crawling in your ear or nose. Everyone's saying, hey, damn it, Mandy. Sherry said, about time they did something with those pesky people. They were trapping people in the desert, putting people's lives in danger. I said, Alex, hope you're well, honey. It's I am Kai. Is I am Kai not a mod? No, not on here. That was the last channel, I think. Alex said, hey, eyes. Damn it, Mandy said, Alex, good to see ya. I am Kai said, natives do not play. Carl said, is it me or is the connection jumpy? It says excellent condition. I don't know. That might have been back when I was playing things. Maybe there was music in the background or something. YouTube probably would have been going, oh, I don't know. Alex said, with his tiny, strong hand, eyes to see. Oh, dear. Okay, get down to... Sherry said that doctor and the mother need to be arrested. Carl said, okay, my stupid interwebs. Oh, okay, good. I am Kai said, that's sickening. George said, that is child abuse as far as I'm concerned. Same, yeah, I think so too. Hey, Montauk, how you going? I think so too. Honestly, that child getting that implant was... I think it was the mother. I think... Oh, my God. Shush. Stomach. I think that was the mother. You know, just these people with not much else to do, you know, and to worry about what sex their children are when you really should know what sex your children is. Just take a look at the child, mate. You'll know. I am Kai said, if I meet one of those doctors, I'll be arrested. Yeah, Sherry said, Lindsay Graham is corrupt, a rhino. Yep. Alex said, I wish someone would blast on all the TVs, all the trans folks that regret having it done can't be reversed. Yeah. That would probably stop a lot of people in their tracks, you know. Checkered Past said, what about the water engine? I am Kai said, male to female, open wound for the remaining lifespan. Yes, exactly. The operation is just, it's actually sickening to get from male to female. The proper operation ends up with a wound that has to be kept open, a wound that apparently smells bad, a wound that, oh, my stomach, shush, would you please shush, a wound that, yeah, is, it needs to be kept open a few times a day. They need to insert, I don't know, why would you do it? Unless you didn't know beforehand what you were getting yourself into. I don't know. Xenotron said, I saw the Gaudi Cathedral in Barcelona, crazy in the Louvre. The ceiling is just as exciting as the art. Xenotron said, Kai, it's so sad that you can't put an old head on young shoulders, but the parents, that's another story. I am Kai said, head transplants will be coming soon, or cloned and reattached genitalia. Dear God. Alex said, lovely Xenotron, I managed to take my own pictures of the Sistine Chapel once. They came out crap, but I thought their prices were extortion. George said, follow the white rabbit, the Matrix. Zena said, you can't take photos inside the Cairo Museum or at the Valley of the Kings. One of those pharaohs had giant sandals. I wish I would have taken a picture. I am Kai said, recently noted deltas are 8-ball patch on astronaut arm and 1111 on something, I forgot. Xenotron said, 2 words, Bronwyn Bishop, same old playbook. Ah, yes. Xenotron said, the singularity is happening, the cycles are getting smaller and smaller. I am Kai said, 8-ball means almost over and closed infinity loop. 1111 is reset or some crap. I am Kai said, anyone else being hounded to use Google AI search assistant? Alex said, I'm sure they've done something equally as weird where they kept a dog's head alive. I couldn't watch it, but I think the dog could still blink and lick, etc. It was in the back in the 50s, I think, I am Kai. Was that the Russian dog experiment? They put 2 heads on one dog. The dog did not last long. So 2 heads were sharing the one body, and it was, oh, it made me sick. But I don't know if that's the one you're talking about, Alex. George said, watch the trilogy of The Omen today. Ooh. Dealey said, Kai, what does 111, 222, 444, 555 mean? Been seeing these numbers every day for months. I am Kai said, 555 is changes coming. Alex said it was 40s. Xenotron said people need to look backwards when they vote, not what they promised to do, it's what they have done. Alex said, Sergei Bruick Hanenko carried out the following experiment. He removed the head of a dog and attached it to an apparatus where he called the autojector for artificial circulation of the blood. Oh, so that was a different one then. Oh, man, why do they do this? Alex said with the result that the severed head was kept alive for 6 months, reacting to all stimuli. Oh, that's sick. Esteban said, just a head up, Rebar is watching and he is pissed. Oh, good on him. Sherry said, they're all weasels, Hev, every last one of them. Yep. Alex said, I think that's horrid. Xenotron said, the path to sovereignty is strewn with broken political promises. I Am Kai said you should look up each set and a couple interpretations of each, keep what vibes and ignore the rest. Luna said, okay, I'm back and next lot in the oven. Oh, yum. Esteban said, hey, how you going, Esteban? George said, I don't vote. The Tories and Labor in the UK are useless. Sherry said, tainting the gas so they can't get out of Florida. Alex said, who is Red Bar, Esteban? I Am Kai said, and why should we care? Xenotron said, fear, fear, fear. You'll never know if it's psyop or real. Exactly. Esteban said he runs a sausage company in Illinois, but he also runs a TikTok channel. Owns a TikTok channel. Sherry said, it's your money. They don't need to know why you want it. Alex said, this dude at the bank. I Am Kai said, did she say butt bleaching? Yes, he did. He said butt bleaching. George said, who is Red Bar and why is he pissed? Has he been drinking too much? Because in Australia, if you're pissed, it's because you've been drinking too much and you're too drunk. Oh. Esteban said he's upset with the entire situation going on down in Australia. Esteban said, I have friends in Melbourne. Oh yeah, Melbourne's they're in trouble. We're all in trouble, but I mean, Melbourne's worse than anywhere else, if you can actually say that. So Alex said they need to know, probably because they don't actually have much money in the bank at all. They take all your money and put it in their bank. Oh, the chat just jumped. Zena said she wore red shoes. Oh yeah, Julie Bishop, yep. Both Julie Bishop and Gillard donated nearly $180 million. I think it was ended up being 300 and something million. I'm not 100% sure, but I remember back then. I was going, what are you getting at to the Clinton Foundation, you idiots? I Am Kai said, who could blame him? Xenotron said, or more that we don't know about. Luna said, I find telling them it's for dildos, they tend to shut up and not ask me anymore. Oh dear. Alex said, I don't blame him, Esteban. The world's upside down. Xenotron said, imagine if the weather never changed. How freaking boring, especially when we love talking about the weather. Yeah, exactly. I like the sunny days, and I like the rainy days, and I like the snowy days. And Esteban said, well, he's a little off balance sometimes. I don't even know why he cares so much. It's not like he lives there. He's in Chicago. Really? I Am Kai said, if they hard Yellowstone, there's going to be a global winter. If they harp it, yeah. Faye said, I can't stand that fool. That would have been one of the videos I was playing. George said, climate change is a scam. The climate... Oh, yeah, that would have been John Kerry, wouldn't it? Faith, yep. The climate has been changing since the beginning of time. Yeah, if it stopped, I'd worry. If the climate stopped changing, I'd be worried. Esteban said, he says all these politicians are just frontmen and women for much darker causes hidden behind the scene. I know for certain he has clairvoyant abilities. Well, yeah, that Esteban, I agree with that. The politicians are just talking heads. The UN is running them. Xenotron said, you mean the monster they created? Dealey said there's no normal weather anymore. I Am Kai said something well over 100 earthquakes in a few days at Yellowstone. Alex said, remember all the other scams, ozone layer and the other rubbish they have spouted to take our money and give it to themselves to keep them rich and us poor? Dealey said, what genius thought putting crap in the air was a good thing? Esteban said, Red Bar said that all countries' politicians are in cahoots. They are. It's called Operation Lockstep. They all do it in lockstep. Esteban said, then he told me about this channel. Oh, really? Oh, God love him. Thank you. Sherry said, how do they really know how old Earth is? They weren't around then. Xenotron said, he's telling the truth. Humans are creating this, but please let's redefine this. Dealey said they're all guessing. Xenotron said this mess that the industrialists have made. Alex said they've caused all the problems so they can bring us all the solutions. Yeah, they create the problem, wait for the reaction from the public after they tell them all the problems, and then they come up with a solution which they had before they even created the problem, which was their end game, where they wanted to steer you to. Exactly. All at our expense. That perpetual circle is about to break and they can't stand it. They can eat the bugs. Exactly. Xenotron said, blaming us for not putting our cans in a separate bin. Look, all the recycled stuff, at least from Australia, as far as I know, China won't even take it anymore. So where's it going to? Who knows? I am Kai said, little secret, it's all made up to control us. All of it, especially religious shit. Yep. Alex said, grifters, laughed. Xenotron said, JK trying really hard to make himself relevant, not working. Yeah, John Kerry. I am Kai said, better be good or else loving Sky Daddy will kill you. I am Kai, I believe in God. Yeah, I still believe. Xenotron said, Kai, some please jump higher, but none of them jump out of the jar. I am Kai says, kind and loving, he will burn you alive forever. Kevin said, I had to explain to a very angry person that cars produce carbon monoxide. They argued that it's carbon dioxide. Very confused, angry people. Alex said, glad you made it over, Esteban. Dealey said, the idea of weather manipulation began in 1841. There you go. Hey Deb, how you going? Adelaide, not moist and sunny. I am Kai said, we are gods. When I shadowed my back, I didn't really notice. That we are gods is the new age thing, I believe. I am Kai, but that's just my opinion and I'll agree to disagree with you, but yeah. I am Kai said, when we sit in a building, fear or love Sky Daddy would give away our leash. Well, I don't go around fearing or worrying about God too much. Like, I mean, I do, but not to an extent that everything I do is... I just do my thing and every now and then I think of God. I am Kai said, frequency and vibration means speak it into being, not hard to speak, is it? Esteban said, Red Bar said it all goes to the Vatican, but I'm not so sure. I think they're all in cahoots, even the Vatican and the UN and Washington and Australia and everywhere. It's one big global takeover they're trying at the moment. I'm Kai said, gotta go guys, I gotta go to the store, I'll listen. And take care, Kai. Xena said, remember when I told everyone about the that blew up in front of me on this property? I've got the AR that blew up in front of you on this property. I remember something about something blowing up, but I don't... There's only AR. When I told everyone about the AR that blew up in front of me on this property. Dealey said, I've seen this video where I've never seen glass and metal turn to dust. Alex said, I heard Russia, China and Saudi already have teamed up to do the gold type currency and they can actually back it, not looked into it further though. Deb said the fire was set to get rid of evidence. Deb said, who were they trying to get rid of? Xenotron said, this is identical. I saw the explosion and it was insane, exactly the same. Alex said, also Saudi Arabia have already started building a futuristic city too. I saw that today, possibly using Tesla technology. I said, Alex, this, my is coming on soon, please. If his message gets held, please release it. Thank you. Alex said, microwaves cause that type of damage on metal. Oh, your mate. Okay. Xenotron said, I could post my photos and people would think it was Maui. Oh, there you go. Alex said, who is your mate? I'll look out for them eyes. I said, Alex, you'll see. Deb said, burn them on the spot. CIA said, everyone, time is running out. Turn to Jesus before he is saved, the Son of God. Confess with your mouth and repent from the heart before destruction. Get saved or perish. CIA said, when you die, where are you going? There is only two destinations, heaven or hell, no in between. These are very real places under the earth. This is your mate, isn't it, Eyes? A CIA person. Xenotron said, tie them to the trees and let the laser plane do its job. Make sure they're not wearing blue. George said, clearing the people from the land so the rich can get richer. That's exactly what it looks like. CIA, the wickedly, the ungodly, murderers, child abusers will be cast into the lake of fire that burns forever. Alex said, it's pure evil and the tables are about to flip. God bless us all. CIA said, Jesus Christ loves us all with an everlasting love and doesn't want anyone to perish. God the Father says, if you reject my son, your punishment is eternal hell in the fire forever. Please get saved today. Yep, Alex has worked it out. Hey CIA, are you wise, friend? CIA said, once a man or a woman dies, they will enter eternity, and then comes the judgment from the Father in the heavens. Dolores, how you going? Finally catching a live. Yay me. Hi everyone, hope you're all doing well. Everyone's saying hello, Dolores. Xenotron said, CIA, going to be rude here. You are preaching to the choir. We have all heard it before 1,000 times. Stay focused, you're not at church. That's okay. I don't mind, you know, all that stuff. But if it does get, like, repetitive, I probably will skip it. Dolores said, I'm doing well, Dealer. Hope you are well. Alex said, I thought Greta was a spoilt, entitled little brat. Xenotron said she wasn't 16 when she spoke at the UN. She didn't even have breasts. No wonder she said you stole my childhood, but she didn't repent when she could have. Well, some people think Greta Thunberg is a boy. Not a man, a boy. I choked on my... I breathed in and... oh my goodness. And my candle's gone out. Yep, CIA, I'm with you, don't you worry. Sandtron said she turned into a gremlin when her true colours emerged. George said, maybe change your name from CIA. Hang on a sec, guys. Oh. Had to get another candle to keep my cup of tea warm. Okay, Alex said, come on, Eyes. You can't be doing this again. Flyby Stew said, nearly missed you. Hello from UK. Everyone's saying hello, Flyby Stew. Xenotron said, I'm starting to get scared they'll change the HEC rules before I die. Kevin said, oh, it's not green, it's obscene. Exactly. I said, Alex, what you on about? My mate is a mission serving the Most High to get the message out, as it's his will to do so. Alex said, what's heck? I'll probably realise when you say, Xenotron, no fear. George said, this woke crap is demonic. Judy, how you going? Alex said, they have had this in the works for centuries, George. Brian, soon to change. The CIA said, everyone, time's running out, turn to Jesus. Yep, I'm already there, mate. Xenotron said, why would they turn water off? Didn't they have a spokesperson talk about water equity? CIA said, when you die, you're going, there's only two destinations. I did read that one. Xena said, higher education charge. The government pays for your degree and you start to pay it back when your income is over $50,000 AUD. Oh yeah, the HEC step. Yep. Xenotron said, Alex, if you die before that, they wipe the debt. Xenotron said, kind of like getting saved. Alex said, I saw a video yesterday of Bill Gates drinking water made from poo. I bet it wasn't though, just like Barack when he drank that contaminated water. And George said, Bill Gates is a weirdo. Yep, I agree with that too. Xenotron said, why don't they ask what is a tranny? Why should a natural woman have to define herself? And what is this with biological BS? Exactly. Hey Darren, how you going? Okay, Alex said, I know I never understood why people went to uni unless a doctor, lawyer, etc. because it was a waste of money. Yep. Yep, CIA, get saved today. I agree. Zena said, yeah, I learned some stuff there, but it was very political and destructive. I didn't complete it. I couldn't take it anymore. I would go home crying, sometimes trying to contort my thinking to produce what they wanted. Alex said, I know gross AIs. They'll be giving water to everyone else, though. I heard this video the other day, but I think I was only half listening, but it went into turning people into liquid and mixing it with water when they pass away, and oh my God, I don't want to... I don't know where it is, I don't know where it was, I have to go back and listen to it. Xenotron said, but gave in, posting too much for little value. Xenotron said, if I got 5 minutes a fortnight of teaser attention, they were indulgent, total crap. I said, I was saying, Alex, can you ring Hev to put the show into intermission so she can have a sandwich? Xenotron said, it's funny how hang to assign sex when it was originally identified sex like the doctor decides. Alex said, I think uni is more for them, if you know what I mean, especially places like Eton. I'm sorry you had to go through that, Xenotron. Xenotron said, I meant costing, not posting. Oh, stupid C not working and spell check working against me. Oh no, you've got to come from every direction, Xena. George said, there are two genders, male and female. Xenotron said, have you seen the mutilation of that beautiful female body to make it pet? Yeah, that's bad too. The other way around is just as bad. Alex said, it's basically a rotting flesh wound that will never heal and probably end up killing the person of sepsis, but why would the doctors care? They're making more money every minute. Darren said, they flip a coin, Xena. Heads it's a boy that thinks it's a girl. I said, it's an abomination against the Most High. Yep. Xena said, eyes, is your mate, you want another computer? Is he a clone or a parrot? Alex said, think you've been caught, eyes to see. Xena said, no, we used to be identified at birth, solves all future problems. And CIA said, once a man or woman dies, and it's disappeared. Because my chat jumped again. Oh, bugger, where'd it go? Oh, shoot. Okay, Alex said rumbled. Hey, Nisi, how you going? You're here. Xenotron said a sign makes the ground shifting sand. Felix, how you going? Hi, Hev, how are you? I heard that they can change the colours with frequency. Don't bother painting your roof blue. Really? So I said, please believe Jesus Christ, confess with your mouth. Yep. Get saved today. Xenotron said, hey Alex, I did learn a lot, but it was through not being taught other things I learned what not to do. Xenotron said, you either play with life or pay with money. Either way, nothing is free. Alex, I'm glad. Sorry you had to go home upset, though. I've had many days like that myself, Xena. Darren said, piss means drunk, and piss means angry. It also means relief. Yeah, I learnt later in life, because, well, here in Australia, pissed, when you say someone's pissed, then you normally mean they're drunk as a skunk, right? But yeah, as I got older, I learnt that if someone's pissed, it means they're pissed off as well. D-Lee said, Xena, unless you're on the other side, then everything is free, paid for by us. Xena said, wanted to pop back on, please, just be kind, it's not hard. I had a relapse of 10 years sober a month or so ago. Been beating myself quite a bit, can't go back down that road, love you. Oh, you too, Cynthia. I know, look, I tried to give up smoking and then I'm back smoking rollies, but I know, it can be hard. Xenotron said, Alex, it was all good, I grew as a person, that is all that matters. George says, CIA preaching the Bible with the name CIA makes no sense. D. Lee said, you got this, Cynthia. I believe in you. Yes, Cynthia, we believe in you. You can do this. Xenotron said, D. Lee, I'm in Australia, worked for 35 years. I thought I would claw back some value for your efforts. D. Lee said, yeah, right, Xena, I know what you mean. I said, the Lord's spoken. I know. Eyes. Judgments. Best is yet to come. Darren said, China doesn't recycle, it dumps it in the sea. Yeah, exactly. Xena said, step 1, have a council meeting to discuss the 75% increase in rates. Step 2, do a media release, a media statement that they will increase 100%, placing in earplugs for public outcry. Cynthia said, just feel his spirit. Xenotron said, step 3, roll back 25% of the fear and just increase the charges to 75%, remove earplugs and listen to the sigh of relief. Cynthia said, God is so good. He is. Xena said, not hard to manipulate us. Alex said, don't beat yourself up. We've all fallen at some point. We'll probably fall again, but we pick ourselves up with God by our side. Sending love and prayers, Cynthia. Oh, Xenotron said, car. Cynthia said, it sucks. Even Christian music videos have bad symbolism. Just what is going on? And Cynthia said, quiet time is always nice. It is. I love quiet time. Alex said, yeah, they've tried to infiltrate it all, Cynthia. Cynthia said, any cooking videos to come, Hev? Oh, I hope so, soon. Oh, I just keep forgetting to set the camera up before I start cooking, and then I'm either halfway through it before I realise and go, oh, I should have recorded that. But we'll see how we go. Xena said, Cynthia, chin up, love. As long as you keep walking waking up in the morning, life still wants you. Don't fuss over the small stuff. George said, I do like my quiet time listening to the birds singing. Alex said, yes, Cynthia, I wish my mind would shut off long enough for quiet time. D. Lee said, this weekend I'm going into the woods to lose my mind and find my soul, to be surrounded by the sights and sounds of nature. Shannon said, g'day from the Riverland, South Australia. How you going, Shannon? You know who we haven't seen for a while? Timmy. Hope he's all right. Actually, I hope everyone we haven't seen for a while is all right. Oh, there was Joy, there was MacJ, there was heaps of people. Alex said, a real boy. George said, hi, Shannon. Alex said, that's from Shrek, I think. Cynthia said, I keeping on, left a job after 10 years. Also, new people been rough. Me, not so much people person. Just being kind, slowly breaking out of my shell. I said, too many people have been brainwashed since school and television. The second wave is coming. Soon all get masked up and new hokey pokey. Kill in the arm is coming. Oh, it's jumped again. Oh. Where am I? Back, go back. Oh, there I am. I'm catching up. D. Lee said, we all love you here, Cynthia. Cynthia said, new job good, just not a lot of business right now. Thank you for listening. That's okay, Cynthia. Shannon said, did Hev show the clip of the new $100 euro? No? With all the aliens and UFOs hidden on it? Really? Hey, LBRY, how you going? No, I haven't seen that, Shannon. D. Lee said, eyes, the younger generation around me already masked up again. Oh, no. LBRY said they're pulling mask BS again. They are. They're trying to get everyone to do it again. Shannon said, Shannon, I'm not reading that one. LBRY said, shame what they do to kids. Yes, exactly. Well, nobody should be wearing them because they actually can give you, oh, what's it called? Pleurisy. When you have water in your lungs, they do more damage than good, and they don't let it. They actually let everything through. They don't block much out. My chair's making noises. Alex said, I agree, eyes. Schools have always been indoctrination camps. MRE said, yeah, Alex, 100%. Everyone's saying hello to MRE. I said, I repeat, do not accept the new lockdown conditions and much worse coming. The gimp mask and a hokey pokey will. I read that one before. Cynthia said, my son at university, truth is not being taught. Oh, really? D. Lee said, didn't the first time, won't this time. Eyes, promise, me too. I didn't the first time and I'm not this time. I didn't do anything the first time at all. I didn't get any of them. I didn't do any of that. And I went out shopping and I went here and I went there. And if anyone told me you can't come in without one of them, I'd just say, thanks, see ya. And turn around and walk away. And I think that's what people's got to do. Alex said, I did what I wanted at school and had agreements with my teachers. Oh, arguments, you mean? MRE, they knew I couldn't be brainwashed. George said universities are a waste of money. Senator said, Cynthia, encourage him to hold the standard. It won't be long. We'll be the one people will listen to. Shannon said, can you put a poll? Can you put in a poll to get your dish above the tree line? Shannon, I would need a 10-story pole, like, you know, the size of a 10-story building, to get above the tree line. The trees are that big here. We've got like a little patch of sky we can get, but the Starlink needs to access pretty much like nearly half the sky. So, I've still got the Starlink, the whole thing set here, so I can't do anything while I'm here. I'm renting the house, so I can't cut trees down, and the council wouldn't let you anyway. But I would anyway. But if I owned it, I would. But anyway, yeah, there's nowhere I can put it. MRE said, amen, Alex, great job. Cynthia said, are those birds? Lovely. Yeah, we got the birds singing outside. And the cat is a boy. The stray cat that's come around is a boy. I watched him. I watched him try to claim some territory. I'm putting it very nicely. Spray. So, yeah, I've got to be careful. Like mine are splayed and neutered, whatever you want to call it. My cats, they've had the operation done so they can't reproduce, you know. So I'm very wary of letting him inside because he's going to, you know what he's going to do. He's going to walk around spraying. But I feel sorry for him and he's here now nearly all the time, so he's normally out the front. He let me actually pat him. He laid on his back for me this morning and let me pat him. God love him, little darling. Okay, I said, Alex, yes, honey, do not comply against the wicked elites. Cynthia said, I'm so proud of him. Thank you. Zena said, Cynthia, sometimes when we have setbacks... Where did that go? Oh, there it is. It's because there was something in that experience that you still need to understand. Be kind to yourself. You're on a journey. Santa said, life is unfolding as it should. Alex said, I was treated like a peer by a lot of them. Some of them hated me because I was supposed to be a student, MRE. Shannon said, China makes electric cars and bikes and just dumps them just to pump up numbers, kind of like what happened with COVID. Yes, they do. They have fields and fields of electric bikes and electric cars that were only in use for like 6 months, and then they've all dumped them all. And the isn't it the lithium in the batteries or something? If it makes contact with water, it can explode. So what are they doing with those cars? Cynthia said, city girl here would love some nature. Oh, I just have to go and sit in my backyard. Although it's not nature enough for me, because there's houses around me. There's big 2 stories up on a hill behind me, so they look straight into my backyard. Caught someone with a drone the other day flying above the backyard, and I could hear this little buzzing noise, and I said, it sounds like a lot of bees or mozzies, mosquitoes, you know. I was going, where's that coming from? And then I looked up, and then I seen the drone and went, oh, someone's got themselves a drone. There goes privacy. I really need to get in the country. Oh. Alex said, never I die fighting, never bow to these. Shannon said, do you even look at the things I send you, Hev? Yes, I do, Shannon. Not all of them, but I look at a lot of them, yes. Cynthia said, oh, with the masks. Alex said, sending love to everyone we haven't seen for a while. Hopefully we see you all soon again. Yes, definitely. George said, I live in London, plenty of nature, I get foxes visiting. And Charlotte was another one too. Yeah, haven't seen some people for a while, but hopefully they're there, just listening. Cynthia say, I pray people wake up this time. Oh yeah, George said, I live in London, plenty of nature, get foxes visiting. Yeah, we got foxes here. They're not native to Australia, but we got them. Cynthia said, ready for dancing? Dealey said, I love the fox, George. They all disappeared around me. Well, we can send you some from Australia. Oh. I said, Agenda 2030, the New World Order is written. Yep. It used to be Agenda 21, but then they had to push it back to Agenda 2030. Alex said, we are part of quite a small percent who never followed any of it. So glad more people are waking up every day. I just hope they don't go back to sleep. It's a bit hard. I think once you wake up, you can't go back to sleep. Cynthia said, right, Alex? Oh, Alex said, I love foxes too, George. George said, Dealey, sorry to hear that. I watch a channel on YouTube called Debs. She feeds the local foxes. Luna said, okay, the cat's a boy. Name him Ajax, as in Ajax spray and white. Lol. Dealey said, Alex and George, the fox used to come right up to me and let me feed them. Oh, wow. I said, the best about this, all the monsters, and that there is millions, they will all burn in the lake of fire for the rest of eternity. It's coming. I know, you never lie. Alex said, I know, the unneutered boy cat pee is awful. Not much better either, to be fair. Yep. It's on the nose too. I can smell it. Xenotron said, what a delinquent waste of time and resources. Shannon said, there's the link for the €100 note with aliens in it. Deep state mock us to our face to tell us what they're doing. Okay, hang on, Shannon. Did you send me the 100? Yeah, you did. Yeah, I don't know if I can play it on here though, because it's a YouTube video, and YouTube will just copyright me. George said, I walked out of my front door the other day and there was 2 foxes. Felix said, you hit the nail on the head, Hev. We must run our own lives, make our own decisions, be accountable for our actions. It's going to be hard to do, but we can handle it. Onwards and upwards, peace. I agree, Felix. I agree, and I think that's what we're being shown with a lot of this stuff, with police not doing anything and authorities not arresting people, and you know, it's going to come back to communities. We're going to have to be responsible for ourselves and just our small communities, and yeah, but I think that's what we're being taught here. Alex said, apparently they are offering people in London £2,000 for a new car and £7,000 for a van if they scrap their old car and go electric. That won't even be enough to cover it. Xenotron said, Felix, small bites makes it easier to digest. Yeah, I think we're learning bit by bit. Like all these things coming out, we're being shown bit by bit what we need to do. I said the mice and the rats can burn. Alex said, what about the, what is it? 500 billion, exaggerated, but tons of minerals needed being mined by children to make those batteries. Exactly. Darren said, Alex, that's nowhere near the cost of an electric car. Xenotron said, Alex, it's all about the children. I got you. As soon as I realised your C's out, so... And Alex said, it's a joke, Darren, at our expense. Alex said, I know, it's 6, Xenotron. Well, with that, guys, I'm probably going to leave it there for today. I don't know if I'll be back tomorrow or make a video. I'm not sure. I woke up this morning with a really bad headache, and I've still got it now, but what do you do? I'm just going to relax for the rest of the day. I was going to sing, but my head's too sore, I can't. So I still call Australia home. And it would have made me cry as well, believe it or not. I was trying to listen to the song this morning, and I just had tears running out of my eyes. Very patriotic song. Anyway, maybe next time. Okay, guys. Okay. Take care, and I shall see you very soon. Okay, guys. Bye.
I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright.
And for the first time in a long time, I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago.
I'm not falling. I'll push all my chips and go all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling. I hear destiny and it's calling. I'll keep my head up high through the downs and lows, and we're all growing life. Still nobody knows, but I'ma choose what's right and take what comes and goes. And ain't no one in life holding me back no more. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. Way back a year ago.